All right, hello. Welcome to good morning if you're in the United States region or those time zones. Good afternoon or good evening if you're more on the Europe side, which is where our two runners are, Kupo and OK Beamer. Sorry for the delay. I couldn't get here quite on time, but we should be ready to start now. In fact, the race has started. It's just a matter of getting to the delay here. We've got a good one today. This is actually the 2-0 bracket for the Choozo. We're starting our third round of Swiss, and Kupo. I think this is the first restream we've managed to get for Kupo for this tournament. So he's been quietly getting to that 2-0 mark, whereas Beamer, I think we've had both of his races restreamed. Both those races advanced somewhat comfortably. So I'm interested to see. I think this could be a good matchup here. We'll see. I guess I should go over the settings real quick here. So it's a vanilla start, early morph, but this is a light area, random boss, and a hard difficulty. So kind of similar to the previous tournament, the multi-category randomizer tournament, kind of similar to those types of settings, which both of these runners did compete in, I believe. So these runners both have some rando experience as well as that 2-0 record, so should be a good one here. Yeah, I'm interested to see if can Kupo keep up with Beamer? Is it going to be is there going to be a challenge? I feel like Beamer was able to navigate those first two races he's had, not much difficulty. Any difficulty that there would have been self-imposed. I remember his last race, he chose to go into LN with those 2 tanks when he had like 4 or 5, just didn't refill. Whatever, I got this. You like to see the confidence in the runners. So, curious. Yeah, curious to see how this plays out. So, of course, really start here. Looks like the runners found power bombs to start, and then this will be the morph ball because we know this is going to be the traditional early morph. And those power bombs, it'll be interesting to see if the runners choose to check out that extra transition or not. This is light area, so we know that transition has to be something that normally connects to criteria. It's going to be green Brin, red Brin, Wreck Ship, or G4. And if you check the other 4 transitions, you would be able to deduce that information. And yeah, it is full countdown. It was actually, I think it was going to be a random split. I forgot to mention the edit split, and it looks like they drew full countdown. So both runners making this play to Billy Mage, which I think makes a lot of sense, because if the one item is here, suit restrictions are off, so this could have been the gravity or Vari or something like that. Just a second here. Let's see, we got a late offer to do tracking, which I will absolutely accept if I can. I gotta figure out how to do that, but I will be doing that in a moment here. Meanwhile, more power bombs. This is our 3rd power bomb pack? Wow, and no supers, so that could be interesting. Thank you, Baja Blood, for joining. Do some tracking for us. That'll be helpful because I sometimes lose track of that. Oh, and a little bit of route divergence here. It looks like Beamer is choosing to. Oh, never mind. Okay, Kupo is coming back too. So neither runner wanting to check that transition, even with all of those power bombs. It'd be. But again, if this was full area, I expect both of those runners would have made that call because there's so many power bombs that you could just kill all of those dangerous side hoppers. But With this being light area, it's not as value add. I have seen races where one of the runners checked that and it ended up being the top of Green Bryn, which was kind of like the ideal transition you could find. But for every one of those times that it's Green Bryn, it's going to be back a wreck ship or maybe even one of the side Green Bryn transitions, and then you're missing out on these criteria checks. I could see that play though, because the runners do have. I suspect that the runners had supers, they would have considered it more. It's just the fact that you don't have supers. So even though there's only one major item up here at the top of criteria, or maybe even the major is at climb supers where they can't get. No super missiles. The runners are going to want to make as many minor checks as they can to try to find those super missiles. And don't worry about the timers. Kupppo just started the timer a little bit late, but they're within a minute of each other. That's not too big of a deal. It's not like the restream is off by 50 seconds here. All right, and Beamer picking up that super missile. Varia tweaks are on, so we do have to fight BT even though we don't have bombs. But for that first super missile pack, that is, of course, very worth it. As many of our runners and viewers already know, Varia likes to hide that first super pack, first power bomb pack, and you don't necessarily want to miss it. It once it puts the first one in, it will usually give you more. Who knows? It might not. It might be a while before it gives more. So you got to take it when you find it. And this fight is very easy too. With those super missiles we just collected, unlike the vanilla game where it gives you bombs and you can't use them for anything in this fight. Here you get the supers and you immediately get to blast bomb Choozo to bits. So very nice here in this rando. And it looks like Beamer is going to make the gauntlet play. This is certainly dangerous. It helps having all those power bombs. It's interesting that Beamer only has 10. I wonder if did he just skip one? Like, I'd be surprised if he skipped a check, since they did both go to Billy Mays. Maybe he just didn't pick a third one up. You see how dangerous it is? Just a small dip in the acid, and that's already... Oh! Beamer! Oh! Okay, he's going to be fine. He's going to do that again. And that was a fairly early failure, so like it's not going to be that costly from time-wise. It just shows you how difficult that is. Beamer had one moment where he went to lay that power bomb, probably pressed shot a little bit early or something, wasn't fully morphed, didn't lay the power bomb, and then it made it much more difficult for him to avoid dipping in the acid, and it just doesn't take much. I mean, he's probably in the acid for half a second, and that was all it took. Meanwhile, Kupppo at least seeing that the back of Gauntlet doesn't have anything useful, so continuing on to Green Bryn. Only 2 items in Green Bryn. Let's at least find our first energy tank. Beamer having a little trouble with these power bombs. Okay, does do a good job. You can see how tricky it is to not to have to wall jump around. You got those yapping maws trying to grab you. These gauntlets, it's not impossible if things go well, but it gets difficult things with tabs. Unfortunately, Beamer's not going to find much other than some super missiles, which, I mean, 2 extra super missile packs is going to be useful. Meanwhile, Kupppo finding our charge beam. So making those supers actually a little bit less useful, but still, I mean, if the runners don't find any more beams, you don't really want to be doing a 300 charge shot fight at the end of the game. And so our one remaining major in criteria, it looks like it's either in climb supers or it's in criteria power bombs. neither of which our runners can access at the moment. We're gonna go check out the Eticoons. Finding yet another energy tank. That's a nice find for these. I mean, one tank would have been fine anyway, but certainly nice to have two. I guess I haven't been marking off the transitions, but I'm not too worried about it. This is light area, so it's a little bit easier to kind of guess what the transitions should be. And that's another reason why you saw Beamer not even bother to check the back left transition. Not worth the time. Not like full area where you would definitely want to make that check. So Kupppo has a bit of a lead here. Beamer has a little bit more knowledge. And we'll just have to see whether that comes into play or not. Really, it's going to be interesting to see where all the items are. I think there were just 2 in Criteria, and one of those was Morph Ball, and then now just 2 in Green Bryn. And of course, you know, the way this Varia likes to be, how much you want to bet that last one's at Waterway? Any takers on Waterway being our second item? Seems like it always is. Oh, never mind. Kupppo finding gravity as our second item. That's going to open up a lot more transitions. So now it gets interesting if the runners were to find the back of Wreck Ship. Maybe they take that route. You know, Red Tower is going to have 1 million West Meridia transitions. Runners could take any of those. Okay, and Kupppo finding the other entrance to Materia, and oh, I forgot about this moat item. This could be our last item for Materia. It's not. And it looks like Kupppo may be curious what's on the other side of this transition. Maybe going to try to do a gravity jump. These wall jumps are pretty difficult without high jump, if it's even possible. That's the correct place to stand for the gravity jump, though. So that looks good. Nicely done. And Kupppo finding a red tower transition. Gonna take it. And finding one of the 3 West Meridia transitions. These normally are kind of boring when you find them in light area because you don't normally have gravity so early. But you know, now, okay, I can actually do stuff here. One major in West Meridia. Kupppo's going to check these 2 here and see if the major is just out in the open in Main Street. Looks like just missiles. Beamer finding his gravity suit. And the other interesting thing about light area, there's only 1 transition to Upper North Air. Although it is interesting, like Upper North Air is normally pretty loaded. You have, you know, because you've got Crate, you've got both LN entrances, and you've got Croc there too. So 2 bosses down there. The problem is that, I was just going to say, Kupppo's health here. This is the problem. He really needs to find some health. He could try Slaughter's refill if he doesn't find it in Spazer. Although 2 items in Red Brinstar, there's only 5 items total. I mean, might be worth just going to the top of Red Tower. Beamer making the same play, doing the same gravity jump. He's going to be in the same area. Kupo has a little bit more information on West Meridia, but if Beamer doesn't bother with that, he's going to be right on Kupo's heels here. And another thing that Beamer has is this health advantage. Beamer is sitting on, although that just got erased. Kupo making a good play here to get that. This is interesting. Beamer deciding he doesn't want that red tower entrance. Okay. I'm confused. He wants to save, maybe? I'm not quite sure. I feel like I'm missing something. Meanwhile, Kupo finding another one of those West Meridian entrances. Looks like Kupo wants to get one of those major items. He can guaranteed get one, maybe even both, by making this play up the red tower. I have this feeling that Beamer forgot something. And oh, is it just the transition? Or maybe he really wants to make the wreck ship play. And the wreck ship entrance is going to be through Criteria somewhere. That must be what he's doing. This has to be the wreck ship entrance, right? Oh no, it doesn't. This could be G4. This could be G4, and wreck ship could be at the bottom. Let's hope for Beamer's sake that this is the wreck ship entrance. It is. Back of wreck ship, that'll be just fine with this gravity loadout. And Beamer now knows where G4 is. And Kupo is now guaranteed to find a major when he heads to beta power pumps. And yeah, X-ray is the other one, of course. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? X-ray is practically, this would be practically a suitless X-ray if one of the runners wanted to go for it. Varia balanced suits does not provide any environmental protection. So all those spikes, I mean, I guess that waivers don't hurt as much, but those spikes do 60 apiece in X-ray. Quite dangerous. Certainly out of logic with this loadout. Who finds plasma? That is a good find actually with charge beam. That's going to mean that those. I mean, it looks like Kupo's caught up on super counts anyway, but that is no longer a factor. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Kupo doesn't pick up any more missiles or supers for the rest of the run. The only advantage of having another super pack would be if Kupo wanted to attempt a Varialist Ridley at some point. Because it definitely helps to have the super damage DPS for that, but that's just some big route divergence here. Beamer being in wreck ship early. I have a runner wanting to make that run at Upper North here. It's not too bad. You've got the. I guess what's bad about Upper North Fair is just it takes so long to do all of the. It takes so long to do all of the hell running, that can be kind of slow. But these difficulty settings, Varia could definitely be there, and it definitely might not require that much health to get it either. Hard difficulty today, which is really not that much different from very hard or harder or whatever it is that the multi-cat tournament used. It's practically the same. I believe all of the hell run requirements are the same. All right, and Beamer finding our first boss, and it's Kraid. Oh! Fired that super just a hair early. You need to get it on the second phase of Kraid's mouth. He has the kind of small, medium, wide, and it's the medium one that stays stuck. Nicely cleaned up, though. Meanwhile, Kupo, having more energy, is going to be trying this upper north air, I believe. I didn't see what Kraid's number was. Did Kraid have a number behind him? I know he didn't. I know he just found a missile pack behind Kraid. Kraid has 1. Okay, so that could be important. When Beamer finds Kraid's lair, if the one item is in the pantry that's locked by Kraid's death, I mean, that's going to be something that Beamer will be able to get. Koopa won't be able to get that yet. Beamer going to check this one last item, and then we'll see if he chooses to go to... We'll see if he chooses to go through East Meridia here. Might just want to check what the transition is. Oh, he wants to see what this item is. Okay, that makes sense. Just a missile. And it is the back of East Meridia. And 0, a big 0 in East Meridia. Okay. Beamer might be pondering. Maybe he'll go for the boss. Maybe he will. I don't think he has a good way of getting to Bachwin through Bachwin, though. So probably just figuring this is going to be faster than going all the way back to Wreckship. And you'll have the knowledge of where this comes out. This is going to come out somewhere in West Meridia. Kupo should be fine. Kupo will be fine. Hopefully he saved. I'm sure he did save. 3 and upper north here. This is definitely worth these checks, but without speed booster, this is not... I don't know if he can return, actually, from this check if he goes to speed booster. So hopefully he saved. Or hopefully he gets any tank. Or maybe you'll find Varia. That could help. Lots of things that could happen. That'll help. That's a nice find. I like that he picked it up ahead of time. I know it'd be tempting to pick that up on the way out, but that's a very easy way to get trapped. All the blocks and stuff disappearing. Things going bad. Okay, at this point, I don't think Koopa is going to pick up any more ammo. Whereas Beamer is still going to be picking up those supers. He's not found Plasma Beam yet, and he's going to pick up every super he sees until he finds Plasma Beam, which is hiding over in Beta Power Bombs. Don't know when Beamer's even going to get back to Red Tower. He still doesn't have good equipment to get to X-Ray, so without knowing he can get both items in Red Tower, he's not going to be as motivated. All right, and he is in the vanilla transition here. Still 1 item in West Meridia, so I think this is a good idea to check these out. You're here. Does need to watch his health a bit. These enemies in this room, these Meridia rooms, hit pretty hard. Kupo finding one of the 3. This can be kind of dangerous for Kupo. He does have Crystal Flash ammo if he needs it. Meanwhile, Beamer... Yeah, see those bugs? That bug just took 15 damage. He's got gravity, and that bug is still hitting for 15. Maybe it was more. It might have been 20. I like this from Beamer. Just kill them all. With the health that he was at, I think that's a very good call. And Energy tank, not the worst find. Obviously not what Beamer was looking for there. At this point, I think Mama Turtle is all we have left for West Meridia items. I would expect Beamer to head that direction. He might choose to check out Main Street on his first. Kupo taking another save. I like it. He's got another E-tank. He's got more stuff. That X-ray is very helpful with the charged plasma beam. He's got the microwave combo. Easily climbs Bubble Mountain. Is our answer in Wavegate. Hopefully he can make it there. I think he can, but this is not a free room here. Ooh, that's a very helpful E-tank. And Beamer is going to check out that Mama Turtle location for us. Nice route divergence here. We're learning a lot about the seed. Thanks to our 2 runners, which, by the way, don't forget to give our runners a follow. Nice having some Metroid racing content for our Monday morning or afternoon or evening, depending on where you're at. What was the item? Oh, it was Varia? Oh, and he can't get to it. I think if you know that there's kind of a stupid power bomb jump you can do, but I don't remember. He might not even have the right loadout for it. And because the room's only half underwater, you can't easily grab jump for it either. Maybe you could with high jump, but no high jump. Yeah, it's extremely precise, my understanding, that bomb jump. I mean, it's good knowledge to have. And Beamer will be looking for these majors now because he's really hoping for speed booster, high jump, something. Even just regular bombs would be enough for Beamer to be able to get that Varia. And it's also nice information. It's unlikely that anything at X-ray is going to be needed. So I would be really surprised to see Beamer make the deboost play here, because even if he knows it, it's risky. It's like really dangerous. And in order to put that X-ray check into logic, you need something that would probably put Mama Turtle in logic. So it's like his progression is not there. Progression could be a Croc though here. 2 items at Croc. And kupppo, it's been very fortuitous and very generous of the seed. Every time kupppo has run low on health on these hell runs, he's either run into an E-tank, or in this case, he ran into a Croc, where he's going to have a nice bug refill. And he already had that charge wave or charge plasma combo for Croc too. Second try gate glitch, very nice. Beamer's picked up that glorious reserve tank, as he likes to say. Oh! Sorry, kupppo. Kupppo wanting all of the viewers to see that nice, beautiful spacer beam for 1 second before turning it off for the rest of the game. Very generous of kupppo to do that for us. And did not check Indiana Jones. Probably going to check that later. I don't remember if he checked out the power bomb location either. Kupppo does not have the best loadout for this Croc. So kind of unfortunate for him that one of those items was Spazer, because with 2 it was worth the checks, but now I don't even know if he wanted that super. He probably didn't. I think he just thought about resetting the room, which would be reasonable unless he thinks he can get more checks in. We don't yet know how important this item is. I suppose the runners don't have a very good way. So one of the things with light area is you don't have to do upper north or like worst room in the game. The runners will always have access to the back entrance to lower Norfair. So we don't need like space jump or high. We don't need those to get to worst room in the game, but we do need something for Mama Turtle. But speed booster would be good enough, so we don't know, like, is speed booster here, is speed booster somewhere else, we'll be fine. I guess no matter what, there's going to be multiple items that will be the Mama Turtle access. Who was choosing to keep what he found here at Croc? I think it's a good play. One possibility from Kupo's perspective is that Varia is in Croc, and if that's true, most likely he'll be coming back, and he would like Croc to already be dead when he does that. So I think that's the reason why he didn't reset out. So I'd say that's a heads-up play. Yeah, I don't think he could get to Indiana Jones. I think he could potentially get to that power bomb, so I don't know how easy that is either. Some sort of deboost probably to get over there. I understand not doing it. All right. Everybody's favorite question. Is the answer at Cathedral? He's got X-ray. He can scope it out. It's not. The answer could be through Cathedral. With this being... Oh, wow. 3 reserve tanks. I didn't remember seeing the third one. What was I going to say? With this being light area, the runners will have to do something like this to get through to, it's either going to be Speedless Speedway or Finding Speed or this to get to the other side of Upper Norfair. So Crate's Lair, I believe, is going to be over here. Or have we seen an LN entrance, though? Maybe not. Anyway, what's over here now? And I think I saw Spring Ball on Kupo's screen there. I always believe in picking up Spring Ball, but I gotta admit, that location, that's a tough one. Although that is... you know what? That Spring Ball would be Varia access, I believe. I mean, you could Spring Ball jump over to Varia. I wonder if that's even logically required. This hard difficulty. This is not harder difficulty. Not very hard. It's not the maximum that we have for this tournament. But it wouldn't surprise me if that Spring Ball jump could be the logical progression to get that Mama Turtle item. Oh, chat reminding me that in order to get Spring Ball, Kupo needs something to get up to Spring Ball. And once he has that would also probably be Mama Turtle progression. So I might just not know what I'm talking about. And so now I'm confused. What's Kupo looking for over here? Just more energy? It's also, it happens to everybody. It's possible that he forgot that he's already seen Spring Ball. maybe I forgot. Maybe I didn't know I saw. So I'm pretty sure we saw Spring Ball at Croc Escape. It's easy to forget. You look at that one and you think there's more majors to find. The other possibility, I don't know how serious of a possibility this is, but it is random boss. Actually, I'll take it back. I think it is a real possibility. With this being random boss, if Ridley is not at his home in Lord Arfair, that opens up the possibility of being able to do the hell runs. Especially now getting up to 6 tanks. He's got 3 reserves too. He's got plenty. He's got multiple Crystal Flash ammos. Yeah, this is a real possibility. I would think he would want Screw Attack. I mean, full beam combo helps too. Mowing through those enemies as we saw there. I mean, even without... I guess he doesn't technically have full beam combo. He's missing Ice Beam, but he... Even without Screw Attack, this is becoming viable. If Ridley's not there. If Ridley's there, that would make it a little more difficult. Probably going to need some more energy tanks. I don't believe Kupo has even seen any of the bosses yet. Here's Lord Arfair. Okay, so Kraid's Lair maybe over here? I guess it could be Upper Norfair, or it could be the other entrance Del N. Kraid's Lair. Okay, we're about to find out. Is the one item something that Kupo can get? Or is it something that only Beamer can get because he's already killed Kraid? And it is a Beamer exclusive, you could say. Alright, Beamer finding his Croc. Alright, it's going to be interesting to see whether Kupo can beat this boss. It's going to be interesting to see if it's Ridley. This could be... Kupo has 30 supers. 60 tanks plus 3 reserves. I don't know if those reserves are full, but... He has the reserves off for some reason, too. It is Ridley. Okay. This is not easy, but it's doable. Ridley not being very cooperative. It does help with with gravity. If Kupo takes a hit, it's not going to be like 200 damage. It'll be more like 40 or 50 damage. Ooh, that might be an 80 damage hit though. Getting grabbed though. Getting grabbed is not what you want. Do you have any reserves left? Yeah, there's not much. I think he forgot he hadn't refilled. We'll see if he tries this again. He could Crystal Flash and use Mini Kraid to fill back up on supers. And that would make the fight very doable. This is really interesting. Kupo could do the Lord Arfair if he wanted to right now, too. Gonna choose the nope out of it, which is a reasonable play. Beamer checks the Spazer first. I don't think this is an unreasonable. I think that's a reason. I mean, it would be very risky to do all of this stuff to go kill Ridley. And what would he have to do? To kill Ridley and then farm back up and then go do all the hell runs to get to... At least you'd know you could kill whatever the other boss is. But Kupo has less information than Beamer about the seed in general. Beamer made more criteria checks. Beamer has already been to Wreck Ship, so Kupo might be thinking, hey, Varia could just be hanging out at the back of Wreck Ship. So I you know, we have the whole picture. We don't quite have the whole picture. We don't actually know where the progression is. We don't know where any of the nice movement items, speed booster, high jump, or space jump are. Yeah, I think it's, chat. I don't know who's ahead. I think you could make an argument that either runner is ahead at this point. Beamer has more knowledge, but he also, I mean, he doesn't have more knowledge about Upper Norfair, though. Kupppo knows everything about Upper Norfair. Beamer is still learning that, so hard to say. Looks like Beamer wants to do this D-boost. Gets it. Very nice. That one is particularly costly because you have to climb all the way back up of a mountain when you miss it. And I think Kupppo already checked the Main Street items. What I remember is that Kupppo checked the Main Street items, found... I don't remember why he left Meridia. I think there was some reason why he left, but I don't remember what it was. Well, he's about to find Varia, so whatever knowledge advantage Beamer had is about to be equalized here. Although, I guess Kuppos still going to do a bunch of extra checks to find, like, where's my space jump? Where's my speed booster? Maybe those items are hiding in criteria. So I guess it doesn't completely erase the ammo knowledge. Okay, so what can the runners do? Because I'm actually starting to wonder, where is the progression? We know Green Brin's empty. I mean, is it X-ray? Can the runners even do X-ray with this loadout? We don't have Ice Beam. Crystal Flash Clip is not in logic. Oh, does East Meridia have items? Or I think East Meridia is empty. Yeah, East Meridia is empty. Kupppo finding it. Nothing here. It's got to be Crate then, right? It's the item that it's Crate's pantry. I think it has to be. That's unfortunate for Kupppo. Because that's one of those things where even if Kupppo knows about that being progression, he's not going to want it to be progression. It's like, well, if it's progression, the Beamer will win. So he may check it last on the hope that it's just not what he's looking for. We're about to find out here in a couple minutes what that item is. Right. Whatever's in Crate, I guess the question is, could progression be anything that isn't Crate's pantry at this point? I don't think there's actually a single item the runners can get to in logic that isn't Crate's pantry. Yeah, I agree. I think Beamer will probably take care of Ridley while he's here. Although maybe not. The thing is, he knows he has to come back anyway for this lower Norfair. So maybe he won't. He's going to find this item right away. We're about to find out. And it's Space Jump. It's a rather nice progression item. Immediately put in Varia and logic. This Beamer is almost certainly going to check out this boss. Or, oh, okay. Like, is he really just going to nope out without checking the boss? I mean, Maybe it would have been a good idea, actually, to nope out without checking the boss. You could make an argument for that. I mean, Beamer knows with that space jump, he has everything he needs to beat the game. So theoretically, I think he just is he trying to turn around now? Is he like, I shouldn't do this? Oh, he didn't save. I don't think he saved. It was not my intuition, but thinking about it now, I think the heads-up play would be to not even save. Just go get your Varia right now. You're gonna have to come back anyway. You know Varia is needed for Lower North Fair, or to make Lower North Fair not stupid. I mean, I think at this point, Beamer will make the check. I can tell you, if I hadn't watched this race, like if I were running it, I would probably be doing what Beamer's doing. I just, now thinking about it, like, oh, we were already at pantry. You know, you just don't normally have that situation where, you know, normally you want to get stuff out of the way, right? You find Kraid's Lair, you want to take care of that boss, and you never want to come back. It's just an interesting situation where we know Beamer's going to be back. That's not your first intuition that you have a reason to be back. This could be dicey. Beamer is going to refill those reserves manually. I was wondering if he would only go to 2 tanks instead of filling all 3. So you want to do them manually, because if you just let the game do it for you, it will continue to tick off health as you go. But then again, when you kind of want to save 100 in your reserves for the end, because there's this point where during the transition where the game won't tick off health as you go, and you actually while you refill the reserves, and you actually kind of want the reserves to trigger during Ridley's grabbing you phase. I wonder if Beaver's going to nope out now. It's one of those things. Beamer knows he can do that fight. Beamer also knows he's going to lose. Like, oh wait, what's this? Hang on a second. What's he doing? He wants the Crystal Flash. Oh, I don't know. Oh, he just wants the power bombs, and he said, "Now, okay, this is good. This is good." He doesn't want a Crystal Flash. I like that better. Well, it is how randoms are. Those rounding decisions can make the difference. It's just unfortunate that, I mean, Kupppo doesn't even have the bad news yet. That you know, from his perspective, progression could still be a wreck ship. All these checks that Beamer already made. You know, I suspect Beamer's feeling a little behind too, actually, because, you know, taking the death really last locating progression. I mean, the only thing that's going to make him feel better is, and I don't know, does Beamer even know that that's last locating progression? If Beamer knew that that was the only place that progression could be, he'd feel a lot better, because at least he killed Kraid ahead of time. But I don't know if he knows that. Maybe he does. Well, it was a completely reasonable decision to not go to wreck ship first. It just happened that Kraid was there, and it happened that the progression, not only not behind Kraid, but it's behind Kraid Pantry, which is like another level of awful. And it came down to, okay, you can either get your space jump, or you can do that crazy power bomb that Metroid MST mentioned earlier. That power bomb jump in Mama Turtle Room, or You can hell run. You can heck Varia and hell run Ridley and LN, which was possible. That was an option, not a very easy option at all. But and frankly, even if Kupo had done that, I don't know if he would have still been ahead. Just because it would have taken so much longer to complete it. If he had done it deathless, okay, maybe. But good luck. You know. Runners can use any trackers that they want for this, as long as it's not literally a solver. Like that shouldn't be possible. These seeds should be race protected. But if somehow you got your hands on an actual I can read the seed device, no, that would not be allowed. But anything else for this tournament, being more beginner friendly, they can use auto map tracker. They can use a this is in logic tracker. They can use whatever they want. Typically, tournaments allow auto item tracking, but not and then manual track. Everything else needs to be manually tracked. Also, just I don't really trust the logic trackers because you have to make sure the logic is set up correctly, like for the settings you're actually playing. And then, of course, in this tournament, that's even more difficult because there's so many different options. I'm sure it's doable, but it's not something that I would want to be relying on. And I think it's just better to have that intuition. The more practice you have with solving the seeds yourself, the better prepared you're going to be. Admittedly, I do use an area tracker because I just can't keep track of the areas. Light area is not too bad, but full area, giving up on it. Yeah, good point, chat. That save might just be out of habit. Just random boss save. Oh wait, I know I can beat this boss, whoever it is. I mean, Kupo has full beam combo too. He's got microwave. Ooh, a nice quick tail from Kupo. Now Kupo has the bad news. He's gonna make probably one more check over on the West Ocean. Oh, I think at this point, Kupo has made, once he makes this West Ocean check, I think that's going to be every single check he can make except Trade Pantry. So I think he will head over there. It's just going to be too little too late. I don't see, there's just not enough runway left for Kupo to make up this time difference, unfortunately. You know, I don't know if Beamer will bother to check Fireflies because it's he doesn't need anything really. Or does he? Does he still need? Hang on here. We don't have. Does he need this to be Dragon? This could be either Dragon or Fantoon, right? If it's Fantoon, okay, I may have spoke too soon. There may this. Let's see if this is Fantoon. This could get interesting. Oh, it is Dragon. Okay. Well, that was probably the last guess for Kupo because if this had been Fantoon and you had Dragon at Vanilla Dragon or Vanilla Meridia, then there's no good way to get to Dragon. And it would kind of open the door back up. Would Kupo be able to do a Crystal Flash clip? But with Dragon being here, And Beamer having space jump and gravity, he's not going to have any problem getting to Fancy and Meridia. That would have been the reason for Beamer to be still looking for items is to have Dragon access, but he's got it now. No majors in Miss Meridia, so that's one of the reasons Beamer made that skip, but I'm not sure Fireflies is even worth it here. I mean, unless it's Ice Beam, it's not going to help him enough. I guess Speed Booster would help too. Maybe there's enough reason to make the check. Uh-oh. Kupppo is... Oh, maybe he's just trying to remember the area transitions. That might be what he's doing here. Beamer chose to go through East Meridia to get back from Wreck Ship. It's like Kupppo's going to go for Green Bryn. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if Kupppo wasn't lost and he's just thinking which way is better. You know, is one way a minute faster than the other, and it's worth spending the 5 seconds to think about it. I doubt he's truly lost in this light area. I mean, you always just pick a direction, and you'll probably head more in the right direction than not with light area at least. Although this check is concerning me. What's this about? Is he thinking about E-tanks now? Okay, this might be the calculation. Okay, so Kupppo might be thinking, and unfortunately I don't think he has enough time to do it, but it's a good thought. I have to go back to Pantry anyway. Why not just do everything? Why even? Because what he would have to do is go to Pantry, then go get Varia, then go back to Pantry, right? So he might be thinking, why don't I just pick up a few more E-tanks and power bombs and just do it without Varia? Which I think would be faster. Ooh, Beamer just pouring it on now, finding that Ice Beam. Come on, Beamer, give Kupppo a chance. Wait, when did Beamer pick up Spring Ball? I missed that. I respect that. I like the play. That's true. He did have space jumps, so then it would be easy to get. All right, Beamer with 2 tanks plus whatever he's got in reserves. All the supers he could want. He can spend them all basically. Save a few maybe for the road. Should be a pretty easy fight. Does the Manip here to turn really around. It really kind of has a longer pogo when he's not as enraged. Oh, and he goes right into another pogo for Beamer. Did struggle with that Manip there. It looks like Ridley's dead. Unless that was just a regular... No, he couldn't be dead, could he? I guess he could be. No, he's not dead. Okay. He's just doing a lunge. Fooled me. Now Ridley's dead. Has to be. Oh, Koopa is going to try this. I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, it's just not. You know, it's interesting when Koopa made one of those jumps. It looked like he might have gotten the physics that he wanted. You know, he kind of jumped while he was underwater, and then, or no, but he still had gravity on. So I guess that wouldn't matter. Never mind. Sorry, Koopo. The seed was not for you. Didn't play out right. I think Beamer forgot he didn't have that speed booster there on his escape. Did we lose? Oh, yeah, we not switched. Oh, somebody did it for me. Thank you, Baja. I assume you were on that one. So I think the only question is, what does Koopa want to do? Does he do the in logic play, get the pantry item, go to Varia, come back? Does he do the crazy skip Varia play? Does he figure he's lost, so might as well just go for skipping Varia anyway? Yeah, they could. I mean, that's definitely a viable thought here. And we're heading toward that vanilla East Meridia transition. Ooh, looks like we're going to see a speedless speedway from Kupo. That wave plasma combo gets through. Nicely done. I need to learn that. Everybody's making that look easy now. Beamer just going to go ahead and fight Draga or Batuun anyway. Does not need to do this. Just wants to humiliate Batuun. This might be faster though, just because you can do the microwave. Oh, and Kupo is going for it. Okay, I like this. This is for the fans. If I haven't said it already, please follow these runners. Kupo and OK Beamer. But again, gonna burn those reserves manually because that saves almost an entire E-tank. When you've got 3 reserves and the game's sitting there both filling your reserves and also taking some away for health, it makes sense to refill them manually. This room is not heated, so Koopa's going to get a little bit of a reprieve. See if he can find an energy tank while he's in this area. This is going to be the ice beam. That is probably not worth getting, like, even on the way out. It's not worth the health loss. Kupppo probably doesn't mind taking some damage here. Probably going to Crystal Flash in near future. We'll see if Beamer's probably going to be trying for this 1-round microwave. Ooh, it's a little trolled by those flames. Knocked him off center. Yep, here he goes, setting up for this. Full beam combo. That'll do it. 4 microwaves will do the trick. Oh no, Kupppo, this is no. Oh. Oh. Hate to see it. That was a good. I appreciate the effort. We'll see if he gives it another go. It's kind of one of those things, like where you wish you could just tell the runner that it's over. Just try as many times as you want. The big problem with that being, if you then don't tell them the next time you race, then you know it's not over. So like, there's no way to pass information to these runners without either tipping information this time around or next time around. So you just can't do it. We'll see. So he gets a space jump. And he is leaving. This is almost like, I mean, it is slower than if you were able to pull it off, but I mean, we saw just in what Kupppo was able to do that he's having to pause to refill reserves. He's having to be more careful. He's having to pause for crystal flashes. It is very time consuming, even if you do a death list. And so while this is going to be slower to get the Mama Turtle tank, it's not that much slower. And you know you will be able to do it. And so it does make sense. I appreciate the effort to try to do it suitless. And he probably will feel better trying afterwards too. You know, it's one of those things, like, because he could have tried earlier. He was there earlier. And it's kind of one of those things, like, if he pulled it off then he'd be like, well, I should have just done it the first time. Although I think that Beamer still would have been in the lead. This is just too much for... Too much. And Beamer does know where this G4 is. He's checked all the other criteria transitions. He's on his way. With really more than everything that he needs. I mean, he doesn't need Speed Booster. This is Vanilla Escape, I believe, so won't need to do any worries there. I mean, yeah, why else would the devs make those half platforms if they weren't meant to be clipped through? I mean, come on. They went through extra work to make those half-thin platforms. Always a fun debate whether what things were intended, what weren't. There's definitely things that the devs would have had to have known about. Like, they must have known about short charging. I mean, they even made sure to give Dragon half damage against Shine Sparks. I mean, they knew. They knew you could Shine Spark in that room. How much more did they know? It's unclear. Did they know about Machwall? I don't know. They probably knew about there's that run and jump in Criteria. There's kind of a you can like jump off the ledge and run into that secret entrance to Gauntlet. They probably knew that you can go into a morph ball and maintain your speed. That was probably the reason behind Mock Ball, is they wanted the runner to be able to do that. And this the side effect of it is you can do it on the ground. So it's just one of those things, like they were trying to make the game cool, which they succeeded. And then they had this little side effect, which kind of made the game even better. All right, Beamer is through the Metroids. He has been he's not interested in wasting a bunch of time trying to get this baby skip and then dying on the last jump. Just goes for this damage down strat, so that this phase here takes some time, and he did face right to save another 40 frames or so. Kupppo finally getting that Varia suit. Well, that's just it. I don't think that they did, because I don't think they knew about. That's my theory, is they did not know about Mock Ball. I mean, it is just a theory. It's just, I mean, there's no there's no way to know what they were actually thinking, right? Unless they want to all come forward and talk about it. And even then, there's the issue of translation. You know, I'm not sure most of them speak English, so some of it will never be known. Yeah, I mean they probably did not know about Spike Suit, for example. They definitely didn't intend random races. That's for sure. We can be sure of that. We can be sure of that. Yeah, I don't think they knew about Zeb Skip either. They could have probably prevented Zeb Skip if they'd known about it. And they probably would have. But I mean, some things like the short charging, I mean, they knew about that. They're just like, whatever. Runner can do that, so what? But the thing they do for sure, we can all agree, is they knew how overpowered wall jumping was. And, you know, credit to the Super Metroid developers for knowing that and keeping the game the way it is. Anyway, it's one of the big reasons why this game is so open and so fun to play as a randomizer. One of the reasons we enjoy watching it is just all the different things runners can do, even with low loadouts. I mean, we haven't really been talking. We've been talking about how the runners can't get to Mama Turtle. We haven't been talking about how the runners can't go anywhere in Meridia or Lower Norfair or Upper Norfair. I mean, runners have had access to go to all these places, really. They get those suits and they just go anywhere. And so, you know, they don't need Speed Booster. They don't need Wave Gate, you know, Wave Beam to do anything. I mean, there's like the beamless categories, you know, where you just beat the whole game without any beams, basically. So much variety, and that comes from not locking the user in, player in. All right, Koopa's going to have an easy time here with Ridley. All these supers, full beam combo except for ice, which he does know where ice is. He probably will pick it up. If he doesn't, although the race might be over first, we'll see. Beamer making quick work of Mother Brain here. You got a dead Ridley and a dead Mother Brain. And we get to this final escape. Will Beamer remember he doesn't have speed booster? He does. Probably sweating it. Beamer might not feel ahead here. Does not know how long Kupo took to realize where progression was. Really, again, no fault of Kupo's. It's just the way the seed played out. Oof. Beamer getting trolled a bit here. Oh no. This room can be a nightmare when it starts going wrong. And I'm a little confused. Where's Kupo going? Okay, he just remembered. No, wait, he did. Did Kupo kill the? Oh no, he did kill the other boss. Oh wow, Kupo did that quickly. How did? Wow. Yeah, he's just so fast. I forgot. We didn't mark him down. He killed Dragon already, right? Didn't he? He killed Dragon? Oh, you're right. He didn't kill Dragon. You know what? I got confused. Okay. He might realize it now. He might. Maybe he's seen the dot done from Beamer. Speaking of which, get your GGs in chat as Beamer has finished this race with an official time of 1:16:08. And Kupo has gone ahead and forfeited. I think that Kupo may have killed Ridley and thought, yeah, I'm done with LN. Because that's what I was thinking in my head. He just killed Ridley. He did LN. but yeah, I think he walked past. I don't think he ever did kill Dragon. It was all a moot point anyway. Really a good showing by both runners today. And we are joined by Beamer, and Kupo is going to be here any moment.
Man, I'm so happy I won this one. Oh man, this is not.
I bet you were sweating it.
I was.
We're gonna talk about what happened when Kupo gets in. Oh, yeah. Good. There we go. We are joined by Kupo.
There he is, GG Kupo.
GG. Oh, that was not fun.
Man. I had hope of winning this when I found Space Jump at Janitor's Closet. So I knew the early wrecked ship was worth it in the end, and I didn't see any other way to get up there to that warrior suit.
Well, I explored every single other option, and there was none. So I found out the hard way.
It was quite unfortunate for Kupo that early divergence to Beamer going to wreck ship first, Kupo not, that ended up actually making the difference. Because if there had just been anything else, if that spring ball had been located in an easier location to get to, if Croc had something, I mean, just...
Oh, Croc had something. It was just, oh wait, inaccessible. So.
What did Croc have then?
I haven't seen what's coming up on Beamer's screen here. We'll learn here. I just know it had items that neither of you could get to. Yeah.
Yeah, Croc had Spacer, which was a real slap in the face once I got it.
Got that too.
And then the other one was either Indiana Jones or whatever that other door was.
The power
I just remember thinking like, oh, I got to Croc too. There's no way. Like, Beamer's checking this, I might have an advantage, and then, I don't know, 20 minutes later, after trying to go through everything, just like, oh, what am I doing?
Oh, you did actually try to get some of these items? I didn't even attempt to go to Croc power bombs. I know it's possible without any item, but it just... It's awful. You either got a deboost of the Ripper or of the Flies, I believe. That's possible too.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have high jump or anything, so high jump was a
same.
super missile. Yeah, I knew there was something else in criteria as well, where it's like, well, I don't have ice, there's no or speed, so there's no way to get to this. And yeah,
High jump was locked by speed booster.
Of course, there was water wave.
It was in climb supers.
Climb supers, that was the item, right?
Bombs was locked by Fantoon, which was deep in LN. You know, there's some sort of something up in gravity, but speed booster at Croc power bombs.
No.
So yeah, so that's what I wanted.
If anybody knew that Ripper deboost, which is not something I know either, but I've heard about it.
I've tried it and I've never gotten it.
Yeah,
it seems like one of those you could get by accident, but haven't.
I've just been practicing the other deboost in Bubble Mountain, and I remember getting that and feeling confident, and then thinking just like, there's no way I'm deboosting off of. This is like another magnitude harder.
Did you get that?
Well, yeah, that one in Bubble Mountain could actually be in Logic. That could be required, so that's the one to practice for sure.
That's what I thought. Yeah, but I couldn't find any movement items. I remember trying to go to like Lower Norfair just to see if there was anything sort of out of Logic, but
okay.
I knew it. Yeah, that's why I
wondering
started
if you were just going to make the play because you had
never done
so many power bombs
in my life.
That would have been possible actually. You could have gotten that ice beam out with maybe one crystal flash. And after getting ice beam, you could have gotten the speed booster. Man, that would have been the play, man.
Oh, I didn't even think about doing it that way.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's like, okay, there's 3 here. The other items are just completely inaccessible to me. Maybe there's something I can use. This is what the seed wants. Seed wants me to go grab ice or high jump or something to then be able to go get to one of these other items to then backtrack around. And yeah, that's obviously not what happened. It was much simpler than that. I just went the completely wrong way.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate because Beamer last located his progression to Varia, but like kupppo really last located it. It was like another level of last location. Because having to go
one location,
to wreck ship last.
I went to Ceres to try to find it. Yeah.
I went to wreck ship first, and I saw Crate boss, and in the boss fight I saw Crate 1, and I thought, oh, maybe this might pay off later, and it did.
That was the play. That was so good. I mean, that was a really interesting seed, though. GG, that was... I mean, even for how insane that seed was, what, like an hour 16? That's pretty good.
I don't know. Maybe. Oh, man. I just felt so bad the entire seed. Started badly, died in Gauntlet. Don't know when I did that the last time with 10 power bombs, but did it today. Man.
It was a quick death. That was okay.
It was, yeah. It was an early Gauntlet death.
Yeah.
It's all the D-pad, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if kupppo had been able to make that Varia-less play, I think he still would have been behind by the time he did all that. But if there'd just been something on the way, because kupppo did get to the top of Upper Norfair first.
Right.
And then if there had been a way to do both of those bosses, then I think he would have been on his way.
I routed the start of the seed a bit strangely, that's for sure. I went into wreck ship, then directly into East Meridia. Saw East Meridia zeros. Okay, I thought, I guess I'll just pass through here for now. And then I noticed, hey, my next stop will be Upper Norfair, and I have 2 E-tanks. That sucks.
Yeah, that's where I just put, just gas on. All right, well, there's 3 in here. This should pay off.
I found all reserves. Yes.
Yeah, I found a lot of reserves. It was good. I mean, yeah, that was like a really... Every seed I had just been playing in sort of like warm-up for this was all it's like wreck ship last, and I normally play like wreck ship last anyways.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just how the cookie crumbled today. But yeah, seriously, GG's. That was an intense one.
Incredible. This took like, I don't know, 40 minutes to pay off the wreck ship play, and it only became apparent then that it would pay off.
Oh, I mean, I was waiting for that dot done way earlier.
Nah, you said it yourself. You checked everything and you found nothing. Same for me.
Okay.
Yeah, because right off the bat, Beamer made some extra Kateria plays, and I want to say, no, I don't think you ever did return for more. You checked everything except for like 2 items, I think, before you left, and
Yeah.
votes, maybe 3 items.
Yeah,
Whereas
that's
Kupo
right.
had gone to Greenbrand earlier, so he had a bit of a lead there, but you had more knowledge. But yeah, just that Rickship divergence.
Yeah, I knew it would have been Cred Supers or Cred Power Bombs. And by the time I could have gone to Cred Power Bombs, the chance for it being speed was for me too low to even attempt it, to even go there. That would have been the one item I would have made a check for.
Yeah. Man, yeah. Yeah, definitely tested my knowledge on this one, so it was fun.
Good one.
Thanks, Ild, for setting this whole tournament up. Doing this every week is really fun. This is a really great way for people to play. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody's having fun. Good. See, the viewers are liking it too, so that's good stuff.
Great. That's awesome. Man, I'm exhausted after this.
I'm pretty mentally drained. I'm gonna go pick up my 3-year-old now and see how that goes.
Yeah, say hi from Beamer.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, thanks everyone on Speed Gaming. Thanks Idle. Thanks Beamer.
Yeah, all the same from me. Thanks, Kupo.
Yep. Thanks, Baja Blood, for joining late on tracking.
Oh, yeah, thanks Baja Blood.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Alright, bye everyone.
Take care.
All right. I think that'll do it for us. I believe there is a Choozo race later this evening. I want to say 9 p.m. Eastern. And I think it's actually another 2-0 matchup. I think that's the Exact Science versus Vatscott matchup. So that should also be a good matchup. And until then, we will see you next mission.